Like, I can't pay my own fines. I mean, Hombre, I pay these fines all the time. Like, I got them on Zelle. Like, I got AMA on Zelle. Like, they the first contact that pops up because I'm fining. I'm a fine dude. So you gonna pay mines? So that it was like, man, it's that. The one thing you don't want to happen, as I was saying, Josh Grant situation, but you can't lose the respect from your riders, your peers. That's my only rule. You can do a lot of things, but you don't disrespect anybody, mugging everybody. So I believe if Chase did get in his way, it was not to help Aaron Plessinger, which, I mean, sure, you don't mind, but it was really to stop, as I said, what is going to be a foreshadow of what could happen in the future. Stop that train. And Cooper Webb, that mindset of if he feels like he's there to win the race, and he's going to be a title threat, then oh, hell no. What's up, guys? You know who it is, your boy JS7, and you know where we at. We at the rerun show, baby, from round 3 at Snapdragon Stadium, soccer stadium. Did I say it right? I believe I did, because I'm not starting over. From last week in San Francisco, we were looking forward to a dry race, and particularly the way Anaheim went. Jett Lawrence was so dominant, and then what happened last weekend, who knows what was going to happen in round 3. And Tomac, Eli Tomac, was he back? Was the defending champion, Chase Sexton. He looked like he did every other week. So we were looking forward to round 3. And believe it or not, people, it started off dry, but it ended up wet. So you know what we got to do. From round 3, San Diego, a lot of heat, a lot of fire. Let's get into it. So with the stadium in San Diego being a soccer-style stadium, I've never raced in it, but it's a little bit smaller, tighter than a football stadium, and obviously different than a baseball. So I think you get the traditional East Coast where the lanes are back and forth, a little bit more 180s. They try to make it a little bit different, but it's kind of back and forth, longer rhythm sections. And I think this week it was more about obviously the conditions, going from Anaheim being perfect to San Francisco being a full-on mud fest, and then the track in practice, it actually looked really slippery, and believe it or not, like almost slipperier than actually if it was muddy, because you get that shiny stuff. I almost feel like it's more dangerous the way it was in practice, because you still get going high speed, and when it gets that shiny stuff, you get the high speed, but you get slippery as if it was muddy, compared to when it's raining and it's slippery, you're going at slower speed, so it's a little bit safer. But I thought everything was looking good. I flipped off the TV because I was so mad at my golf tournament. Yeah, your boy was out there. I fought them girls. They just good.
Son of a ball, why didn't you just go home? That's your home. Are you too good for your home? Answer me.
Snapped off the TV and came back for the start of the night show, and it was wet. So I believe that track was set up a lot different than San Francisco. San Francisco was really slow, like it was really, thick, and, the guys were just surviving. Well, here, you can actually kind of race it. So it was like an in-between of Anaheim and then San Francisco, where it was muddy, slippery. You had 2 lines instead of really 1, but you can kind of race it. And so the track was more about obviously making over some of the jumps. Like if you can make that triple right before the mechanics area, you can gain a lot of time, where the whole Cooper Webb and Chase Sexton, like if you can get through that section good, you can make time up. And the one thing about mud races, especially when it's like that type of track, you can gain heaps of time like pretty quick. In all mud races, you can do that in San Francisco, but this particular one, a guy can, if he doesn't get through that rhythm section before those whoop section, to be able to get into the whoops, he can lose like 3 seconds, like right there. So it allows you to go up and down. So if a leader like Aaron Plessinger, you don't really like it because you get a 5-6 second gap, and that can be gone in 1 lap. But overall, I think Dirtworks did as best as they could to keep that track. The track looked like a normal Supercross track, but yeah, I think those guys, it was more about the action and what was going on rather than actually the track and, the racing. I think these guys, they look hot. There was a lot of stuff going on. You had guys like, cutting in the front of other guys. You had, the Jett Lawrence, blowing caps. Him and Anderson, they about to go Western style. They about to shoot each other. So a lot of action and but overall, it was another night of racing.
Sexton's down with Stewart.
Oh man, this is going to be huge.
So after last weekend, you had your defending champion, Chase Sexton, win the race. And I know I said that, it's one of those things where Chase is going to be pretty consistent all year as far as like speed wise. Like I believe they'll make improvements on the bike, but just like everyone else, like they'll make it and other guys get better. So I don't think that Chase is going to go from, being 2 seconds slower to all of a sudden being a second faster because of the motorcycle. I think Chase, where his confidence is going to come from is like winning a race like last weekend. His mindset, because once you win, even if it's a mud race, shortened race, whatever, heat race, you test better during the week. And all the things that you think you were struggling on coming into the season, they just feel better. And so Chase going into this weekend was just going to be better just mentally because he was able to win last weekend. And which is, I almost feel like a little bit different than mindset than Eli Tomac. We'll get him in a second. But I feel like Chase was going to be more spunky this week, which is kind of way he rode practice. But overall, Chase was still going to be that same pace. He was still going to be that same pace. And I think what happened to Chase, like he ended up going down with my brother. And he rode his way up through the field. Nothing exciting. He just kept riding. He looked like a guy that had confidence, but he just still had the pace. Now, it's kind of hard to say how much better that win was in speed-wise because the track obviously was wet. But when I watched him ride, he looked like the same as he has all year. Like he didn't look any faster, any slower. He just looked solid. And so you had to believe that. I think he's still in a pretty good spot after this weekend, considering that, let's say he won last weekend, and let's say it was this weekend, it was dry, and he ended up getting third again like he did Anaheim. I think that confidence would have dropped down. But since he did go down and he was able to come back up and salvage a lot of points, rode really good to get back up, and that he can't really say, well, last weekend was a fluke because he went down, so nobody really just beat him straight up. So I think Chase is in the same spot in his mindset as he was after winning San Francisco, even though he finished where he finished because of the circumstances on how the race went. So we'll find out in this Triple Crown because this Triple Crown is a speed game. We already know that. It's about starts and how fast you can go. The race is a lot shorter, at least for the first two. They're just a shorter race, so you'll get a speed thing out of a lot of these guys. And we know in the past, Chase has been pretty good at those Triple Crowns because he's always been a good starter, and we know how he gets out the gate. So I believe this weekend's going to tell you a lot about Chase and how he feels on a motorcycle as far as speed. I think what we're going to see is still the same guy. He might try to go faster, and he might be faster, but I think overall, I think Chase will end up, if he wins a Triple Crown, it'd be like a 2-1-3 or something. Like, I don't believe he'll go 1-1-1 because he was just faster than everybody else. I think that consistency will play out, and I think it'd be a small sample size of what we've seen this far this year and so far in the first three races, and particularly what might be on for the rest of the championship in this Triple Crown race. So Chase did good. I think that, again, we saw a little bit in practice. Nothing looked different. I can't say, I think Chase is in a good spot, considering everything else that's going on, what Jett Lawrence and other guys are going through. Yeah, I think Chase is set up pretty well.
Like an equalizer, if he's a little banged up, yes, these conditions can be tough, but the speeds are going to be slower.
Whoa, he's down! Maybe going a little too hard, too fast in these conditions, and Tomac says thanks.
So Jett Lawrence, after last weekend, let's just chalk it up. Dude forgot how to ride. I mean, he forgot how to ride. I mean, it's no secret. He wasn't that happy with the track. I think he said he should cancel it. Like I said, on the ticket, be saying rain or shine. But been in those mud races, like they ain't that fun, especially when you go down or you're uncomfortable. Like it's not a good spot. And I think after what Jett did the first race, being as good as he is, then we can kind of chalk up last weekend as he wasn't feeling it rather than he doesn't know how to ride the mud. Because if you know how to ride the sand, you know how to ride the mud. Like if you're good on slippery stuff, which Jett is pretty good, maybe that's not his forte, his best, but I mean, he do know how to ride. I think Jett was just obviously with the rain, everything going on, he knew he was going to get dirty. Like, I think he just wasn't in the right mindset. And considering who won and all that, I think Jett just kind of tried finishing that race. And we talked about his bike a little bit, that it was some of the struggles or why he was struggling so much. So going into this weekend, you knew he wanted to come back with a vengeance. And that started with press day. Started with his comments of saying, what did he say, Cole?
So he said that the race should have been canceled, and he likes tracks that he can go fast on, and San Francisco is not a track he could have gone fast on.
So after what happened at San Francisco, we knew Jett, his mindset was fine because he believes that it was a track, and the way he was riding, like it wasn't Jett Lawrence, like he was like whatever, almost like he's like gifts, here it is, like I'm back, track you can go fast on. So all that stuff was being said, like it started raining, you know, all these things. He crashed on press day, he went 2.5, which is, it was short. Let's just say he was short of his goal, whatever. And going into the race, maybe Daddy was like, yo, calm down. He did a little JS blitzing through the whoops. That was awesome. Everybody else was doubling through it, and he started blitzing in it. And before I get into the rest of the segment, I'm going to tell you why he did that. Remember last weekend I was saying how his bike was stiff, doesn't like ride well in the mud. Well, also when you got a stiff motorcycle, what it doesn't do, it does not jump through the whoops well. So in Jett's case, that's why he kept blitzing them things, because his bike is set up to go fast. Jumping through the whoops, you got to have them little double D's effect. Got to be able to give. And so I'm pretty sure when it rained, I'm sure Honda said, look, we are going to soften this thing up. But they don't know the biggest difference. Like they didn't go in there with a mud setup. They didn't go in there with a rain setup, and they didn't go in that heat race because they didn't know how soft it was. So when you look at the heat race, his bike was stiff. That's why Jett kept blitzing the whoop until he hit the ground, because look, they were probably meant to be jumped because they were slippery, but Jett knew his setup was probably more likely to endo, because when the bike is stiff, when you try to jump through the whoops, you feel every knot, like you feel every bump in there. So the bike does not get into the middle part of the whoop. So you end up going like this, going down. So sometimes when you do that, the back end is spin, the front end will pop up. So it was easier for Jett to actually blitz the whoops, even though it looked sketchy. It was easier for him to blitz the whoops. That's why he went past those guys in the beginning part, and he kept doing it until he went down. So that was a bike setup why he did that. But nonetheless, all that was happening, and then the main event, he gets up to El Hombre, and then, they start going back and forth. Jason doesn't move out his way, and then Jett blows up. Now, I believe the reason why he did that is because, this kid's been good. Like, his kid's been good. Like, whenever he catches people, he passes them and stuff. And sometimes you get, when you're that good, it's like a guy that goes to a pro, that goes to a local track, and the local guy is out there riding his line. Two things happen. One, we're going pretty much a lot faster than he is. So when we catch him, sometimes the guy don't even know you're behind him. And then you be like, dude, he's in my way. He's blocking me. Not saying that's what happened with him and Jason, but Jett was faster. He caught him. And I think Jett, he was going to the front. So the kid's been so good. Usually, like, people, they'll fight him a little bit, but then they'll kind of move out his way. Well, El Hombre ain't that tight. El Hombre just shoot you for looking at him. He just shoot you for being in his airspace.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Well, he's going to fight him, especially after what happened last weekend. And especially, I think Jason felt like after Anaheim, he was really in this fight. So he's not going to move out his way. I believe Jett felt like he should. Well, Jett felt like that was a disrespect, whatnots. And again, this is what it looked like to me. And if I'm in Jett's shoes, and I have been in the past, but from looking on the couch, I don't think Jason really did anything. So the only reason to be that mad after the finish line, how everything broke down, was because of that. And look, dude, I'm Jett Lawrence. I came up faster. Move out my way. Move out my way. So the only problem that happened is the finish line. He lands after there, and then there are certain people you just don't really want to get at. There are certain people. Like I had Josh Grant, like, you know, we cool now. We cool now. But every time I would get a bad start, it would change my whole race if I had to go through him. And he actually like knocked me down a couple of times. Or I crashed because I was being around him because I knew I'll pass him and he was just going to go fast enough. He would run it in on me. His whole thing was if he got close to me, he wanted to ruin my day. Well, if you listen to his team manager, Jett's team manager, you listen to his dad, they call him El Hombre. And if you read his tweet or Instagram, Cole will show it to you. You can see that they don't want the Josh Grant and James Stewart situation to happen because they feel like if they all line up and they go forward and they race, that Jett probably has a really good chance at beating Jason at the moment. So you don't want those guys to end up ruining his season. Like, you know, Jason, in Jett's mind, Jason's a championship threat, but he's probably not the biggest championship threat yet. It's probably like Eli Tomac going into the season. It's probably Chase Sexton, maybe even Cooper Webb. Jason's up there, but I don't think he was necessarily up there in Jett's mind. No disrespect, Jason and Cynthia, or what is it called?
Siggy.
No disrespect, because I know you good. I know you good. We show how good. So I'm just saying that's probably what he thinks. I ain't saying I think that. Don't shoot me. Don't shoot me. Don't shoot me. But nonetheless, the race happened, all this stuff happens, and then they in the finish line. Well, Jett's at the finish line, and he waits for Jason. Jason probably he mad probably because he got passed. He mad because look, he ain't really shoot nobody that night. He gonna ready to shoot somebody. He got his gun cocked and all that. Then you gonna go grab the man. First mistake, you gonna go grab the man. Well, let everybody cool down. Like you need to cool down. He grabs him, and I believe Jason, he been on probation a few times, like 2 strikes, 3 strikes, you know, you getting locked up 25 years, whatever. So I believe Jason, if he wasn't on probation or wasn't on, maybe it's because of Cynthia.
Siggy.
Maybe Siggy. Maybe Siggy done calmed him down because you ain't got kids. You want to go home to them at night, you know. He would have knocked his ass out, but he thought different. He touch me. But of course, you touch the man, eventually the old self gonna come out. So that was his first mistake. And I don't even know why. It kind of reminded me of me and my boy Chad Reed. You know, we up there beefing in Jacksonville. You know, you can put your hands on me. First off, you can't just put your hands on another man. It's like I gotta hit you just to go home. Cause how I'm gonna get how you gonna touch me and I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna be talking to old lady. I'm like, yeah, she gonna be like, you ain't do that, Jett Lawrence. You let him hit you. So Jason gotta knock him out he gotta knock him out for that reason. So that was one reason he gotta do it. So out of respect. So of course, you know, once he did that, he's gonna get on him. He knocked his hand off and then he tried running off. Then he grabbed him again. I was like, oh nah, everybody gonna get that. Everybody gonna die.
Boy, that escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
It jumped up a notch.
It did, didn't it?
And then so all that was done, I believe, because the whole incident of Jett coming up and Jason to get out of his way. He believes that maybe he should get out of his way. He's blocking him, whatever it was. But it was a kid being young, a kid being caught up in the situation. And I don't think when you look at hindsight, you know, I don't really think any of them did it wrong except for what happened at the end. The weird part is I think Jett starting to muddy the line. Let me just keep it real. He's starting to muddy the line a little bit because the one thing you don't want to happen, as I was saying, Josh Grant situation, but you can't lose the respect from your riders, your peers. That's my only rule. You can do a lot of things, but you don't disrespect anybody. Not saying Jett is disrespecting or purposely doing it, but some things that he feels like is doing favors, like the baby gives, is somewhat disrespectful as another person. Don't give me no damn win. I'm Ken Roxon. Man, I'm German chocolate. I'm Willy Wonka in this thing. I don't need you. I don't need you winning. And he's doing it because he's a kid, like, cool. But then it just sends a different message. And I just see that message where it's starting to like, man, hell nah, like hell nah. And I think the problem is when he, again, getting to 72 is not about just going out there and lining up and beating people. Getting to 72 is about lining up there and beating people. But it's also about being able to get around people and they ain't racing you. They ain't trying to stop your process. Just I'm better than you, you better than me, and ultimately, like, you win. That's what you want. So it's starting to go, and I think with all the media attention, with everything else that's going on, and the fact is, if you read Jason's tweet, like, he gives the kid props. Like, he's like, dude, he's good. 71 more to go. You know, it was, a little shot, but you get the gist of it. Like, he knows he's good, and he knows he's going to be pretty, like, great. But he also knows that, like, I'm a Hombre, and, like, you can't disrespect me. And I think it could just go the other way. And I see that happening. I see people talking. I see fans talking and just, tip the Jett. Like, you don't want that to happen. So for us, it just makes it for better racing because I'm looking forward. I'm seeing how people get shot next week. I'm just seeing ideas. I don't condone violence. But in this case, I just want to see somebody get shot because I think it's going to ultimately, it's like rubber bullets. She's going to shot. It's going to hurt. He ain't going to die. But it just makes those guys to be more motivated. So with Jett, that's the only thing that I saw that happened last weekend that I'm like, damn. And obviously that's the biggest thing that happened last weekend. And when the kid's so dominant, of course we're going to talk about that stuff rather than if he goes out there and wins. And I wouldn't be surprised if he won all 3 Triple Crowns, like, the kid's fast. Wouldn't be surprising. We ain't going to talk about that like we talking about this because people only care about, like, the juicy stuff. Like, we only read the soap operas because it's drama. So, of course, that's what we're going to focus into on because it's going to bring more people. But ultimately, like, that was the only thing that I see that he's going to have to those are life lessons that you're going to continue to learn. And I believe, what he said, all of them got fined, Cole? Like, Jason got fined for what?
Yeah, both Jason and Jett got fined for the incident, just for code of conduct.
Yeah. Okay. So when I say the baby gifts, I believe Jett's intention was when he says, I'll pay your fines, I think he was actually meaning it in a nice way. Like, a dude's like, dude, I'm sorry for all this. I did touch you. I made you react. You right. You can't go home and talk to the old lady after I smacked you. You can't do that. Like, I get it. So you had to hit me back. My fault. I'll pay your fine. Like, he probably did it in a nice gesture. But if I'm him, man, you're going to pay this dude say you're going to pay my fine. Like, who do you say? Like, I can't pay my own fines? I'm El Hombre. I pay these fines all the time. Like, I got them on Zelle. Like, I got AMA on Zelle. Like, they the first contact that pops up because I'm fining. I'm a fine dude. So you going to pay mines? So that it was like, man, it's that, I mean it in a nice way, but it's disrespect. It's that text that's read wrong kind of deal. And it's going that way. So nonetheless, that's all I saw with those guys. I mean, bike setup. I mean, Jason rode. Jett got a bad start. He came up. But it's just after the way things went, this motocross season, how Anaheim started, I think people are being shocked that we're dramas and there's a lot of other things. And to me, I don't think with all that going on, I don't think it's really done anything to Jett mindset. Like, if you're asking me just straight racing wise, I think he's still just as confident right now as he was in Anaheim. I think he'll whoop y'all ass. Like, and I think he feels that way because it's in his mind. Okay, he went down. He got caught up behind Jason, like 2 mud races. I don't even like mud. Like, I don't even like getting dirty. Like, nah, all right, you blocking me. It's not like he's gotten beat, even though he's gotten beat. Like, it's not like he's just feeling like, damn, like, dang, Tomac's back or Chase is winning this race. AP is really good. We'll talk about him in a second. He don't have that going on. So it's about everything else. And once I just figure out, you know what, all right, I'm going to go back to the way I was. I'm just going to beat you. And so just as I said with Chase Sexton, his finish this weekend, it's not really he's still going to have the mindset after last weekend. He's going to be confident as he was going into the Triple Crown because, look, it was a mud race, went down. I won. I didn't really get beat. I think Jett still has that same feeling as well. So those guys are going to go in that this Triple Crown. And if it's dry, then I think, as I said, you're going to find out about Chase Sexton. You're going to find out that Jett Lawrence as well. I think you're going to figure out both of them. They're still the same people, and look forward to finding out. So that was that.
Okay, so going from that, we see that, a lot of people are saying Jason is not the right guy to mess with. He has a reputation of taking people down, especially when he's not in the title fight. It's even ruined his title chances a couple years ago. So looking into A2 this weekend, like even going forward into the season, like when does anything happen? Do other guys start to really unleash a little bit more on Jett than they would in the past because of this incident? When does that start to unfold?
Yeah, I think Jason's text or Instagram post kind of says everything you need to know, because he says he's like, one, I read it in lines. I'd be like, you're not going to disrespect me, but I get that you're a kid, and dude, you're going to be great one day, but I'm no punk, and I'm not worried about it and I'm kind of going to move on unless you make it a big deal, and then we'll fight. So let me break it down. I don't think Jason's going to go in this weekend saying, I'm going to take dude out. I think that El Hombre has gone when Susie popped out.
Siggy?
She came out. I think Jason's a dad, and I think he's like, look, man, like, I'm a dad. I'm here trying to win. Like, you're a kid. I've been there. I took people out for no reason. Like, I've done that, and I ain't really trying to get in that. Like, I'm not. I know you're good, and I'm good. Let's just go racing. But if you want to play that game, I could play that game. But I ain't ready to play that game right now. Like, that's not going to make me just start ruining your season for no reason. Now, of course, you come up on me, like, I ain't going to move over. I might hit you with brake check. I might go real slow through this corner like I did after that start straight. Like, I might go real slow, like almost going backwards slow. But hey, I might do that to you, that I might not do that to Eli. But nonetheless, I'm not here to play those games. But if you want to play those games, then I got all the chess pieces that you need. Like, I got game boards. I can pull it out. I'll open the trunk for you. So my point is, I think it can get to that. And then I think to get to that point, the fact is that Jason answered it the way he did. I think Jett would upset other people, because it's like you would be picking on somebody that's not trying to fight you. That it might upset some other riders, but I don't think it's there yet. But it could get there. So I think El Hombre did everything fine. I think everybody, I don't think it's a big deal yet. I don't think it's a big deal. If you're asking me, I don't think Jason's going to knock him down this weekend. I don't think what Jett did, and the fact is the way, it's like one thing where it'd be different if Jett did what he did, and that all of a sudden Jason was getting the blame for it. Like, Jason didn't do anything wrong. Again, Jason touched him after he touched me. You know what I mean? Like, he hit me first. I hit him back. Yeah, it's like in football, they get flagged. It's usually the guy that retaliates, and then you go back and be like, dude, the guy hit in the sack. Well, the ref missed that. He only punched him in the face. So if the fans and people were like, it was Jason's fault, he should have been out the way, then I think his mindset would have been different. I don't think he would have went that text. The fact is, Jason's smart enough to know, like, I'm going to let him dig his own hole, right? Like, it could almost help me by just, you know what? Well, it is what it is, kid. Like, you're good, blah, blah, blah. And you keep talking and you keep doing that, you're only digging your own hole. And I think it turns, compared to, again, if the fans were like, Jason, you sucked, you did this, you should have been out of the way, I think he would feel a type of way. And then he probably would ruin his season. So I believe those two factors are the reason why it's not there yet. But if it get there, it could be a big problem, because those type of guys, Jason is good. He is good. And I don't think he'd be the only one, to get to that point. I believe that's a correlation, because it's going to be somewhat with everything that's going on. I don't think one guy is going to turn. I think they all going to turn, because they all going to feel like, we know he's good. We know he's good. We know he gets a lot of hype. But it's almost like the way I felt coming into the season and after the Roxon thing, like what he did to Roxon made everyone step up because they didn't like it. The disrespectful, I think they would almost sense it as a disrespect. So if it got to the point where El Hombre was taking him out, then I believe you would have 3, 4, 5, 6 other guys feeling the same way, and he ain't messed with him. So, yeah, I don't think it's there yet. So people on the outside, people do change, and your mindset, what people are saying in years past, I believe they would be right. But Jason is a different person, and I mean, what happened on the racetrack? He didn't knock him down, so it ain't really like, yeah, they. So another guy that was after last weekend that we were concerned about after the first race was Eli Tomac. You know, we were concerned about him because we saw what happened, but then we also knew it was Anaheim. So we were like, all right, you don't really have like good finishes. Eli said you don't got good finishes, but I said like, nah, that was more than a bad finish. That was something different. So what happened last weekend? He gets second place. All right, is beast mode back, and I don't know. Like me personally, like I still don't know. The reason why I don't know because Eli's good. Like he's so good, and like the dude's got so much talent, and he could be faster than anybody out there, including Jett Lawrence when he's on his game. Like I remember when I was racing, when I saw Eli coming up in 250 class, like he was the only guy. Even over Villapoto, like Villapoto was good. Like I was scared. Like dang, he could be fast, but Eli was the guy. Like damn, that dude be rolling. He be going pretty fast around them corners. I don't want to go that fast. He was the one guy I was like, I saw like a speed thing. So you can see that it's still in there, but I still feel like it's like he's trying to get there, but it's that mindset I was talking about last weekend that you just can't do it. So I believe Eli, everybody was thinking that, all right, now he's got that podium. Will he come back? Well, was that it? Well, I saw the same thing that I saw last couple weekends, except for he had more confidence because he did get that podium and that, he was in a better spot. The heat race, like he was going good. Then I think he went down or something, or the fever caught fire. He was hot. 103 ran him down, and then Eli was still winning. But I still see something that maybe it's hard for just, I guess unless you're really trying to see it because it's more of a mindset. I still feel like I'm seeing a part of Eli, not sure if he's fully, I'm not going to say invested because I believe he's invested, but just a mental of that I'm here and I'm die at all costs Tomac, because everyone has to race that way. They might not say, like, there's a difference between going out there like, I don't want to crash to compared to like, I want to ride, I want to race and be smart and try to eliminate the possibilities of crash, but I'm here to win, so that might cause me to crash compared to like, I just like, I 1 foot in, 1 foot out, like I don't want to crash. And I believe Eli's on that. I don't want to crash because I think he sees that Jett's good, and I don't know if he knows himself that even if he shows up and he goes beast mode, like, is he still good enough to beat this guy? Is the bike good enough to beat this guy? And if you don't know that, and he doesn't have a sense like, if I just put my best foot forward, my foot's bigger than his. If he don't know that, then it's going to be hard for him to go out there and figure that out. And by figuring that out, he knows that's chances that he's going to have to take, and he might hit the ground. Jett might hit the ground. Somebody might hit the ground. But what's the sense of doing that? Even if you do that, you're still not going to beat this guy. So my point is, as I said last week, I don't know if Eli, that second place, does he feel like that's like a second place, or did all the things happen and he just ended up finishing that way? Does Eli believe that, okay, that was it? Well, I still feel like he's looking for that answer based on the way he rode. And the reason I say that is because you watch him in the main event. Like at one point, I actually thought Eli was going to like pull off the racetrack. Like he was just, it looked like he was up and then he went down. And it was like he started riding like what we saw him when he got passed at Anaheim, like by his teammate. It was just like, I'm out here now, like whatever. And then I think he got lapped and he followed Aaron Plessinger in the Cooper situation. So the jury's still out on Eli Tomac, in my opinion. The dude's good enough. I know how good Eli is, so I'm always going to believe in the champ. Beast mode is always there, but I still think it's not there yet. It hasn't clicked for him. Like, he's trying to get there, and maybe the injury, maybe he's causing him, or maybe that mindset of being 1 foot out. Like I said, 2 years ago, he was thinking about retiring. So who knows what it is, but hopefully it catches. It's not there yet, and then we'll get some full. So Eli Tomac, jury's still out, just like with the other guys. I do believe out of Chase Sexton, Jett Lawrence, Eli Tomac is the one guy that's still searching to see, like, is he back? Like, is he still good enough that when he's on, he's better than everybody else? And so we'll find out pretty soon. So that brings me to my point of Cooper Webb, because when Eli Tomac was getting lapped, Aaron Plessinger got around it, and it looked like he was holding up Cooper, but I don't think he was holding up Cooper like the next person. Like, I don't think it was a purposely. I don't even know if he's really holding up Cooper. Maybe Cooper was just there and Eli was trying to ride behind Plessinger, which I think, speaking of on the side note, I think the most confidence Eli got that night was that he was able to, like, run with Aaron Plessinger after he got lapped. Like, that was the point where it looked like he was ready to just whatever, and then he got lapped and he realized that, like, dude, I'm riding. This guy's winning the race, and I'm, like, right here, and I'm holding up Cooper, and I'm not actually trying to hold him up. So maybe I am still good enough because this guy's winning, and if I'm up front, I probably could win this race. I think that's the most confident that Eli got. And he looked like he started riding better, more excited when he got around that point. So people were talking about him holding up Cooper. I don't think it was that. I mean, if he did, whatever. But when Cooper got next to Chase Sexton, now, I believe sometimes I've been wrong. Not often. But I could be wrong this time. I don't think so. I just remember I haven't got lapped much, or when he holding up people, but I know the difference between, getting in somebody's way and then I'm going to get in this way. And I think the Chase Sexton stuff, look, Jett Lawrence, it was mud and line. It was mud and line. From my eyes, it was mud and line. Now, maybe you could show me 8 different angles of what it was, but I do know Chase knew what Cooper was. You know who's winning the race. Like, I know who's winning the race when I'm getting lapped, not lapped. I know what's going on. I know that. And he knows by the crowd noise and the fact that the Yamaha is loud as hell. He knows that Yamaha is back there, Cooper Webb. Now, I don't think he did it for Aaron Plessinger. I don't think it was a team thing. No. I don't think he, possibly got in Cooper's way or accidentally got in Cooper's way to help Aaron Plessinger win. Don't think that. Or because they were teammates. I think he got in the way because he'd rather have Aaron Plessinger win than Cooper Webb win, because he knows Cooper Webb, once he starts rolling, just like all night, because if you look at the heat race, Cooper started rolling in the end of that heat race, and he started catching those guys, and then he got a bad start, and he started coming up to where Cooper was, I believe, personally, he was going to win that race, just like he was going to win Anaheim. Like, he starts getting on these rolls, and Chase knows that firsthand, because that's what happened at Tampa. He starts coming, and that train starts rolling, and all of a sudden you got to deal with a dude that's just mugging everybody. So I believe if Chase did get in his way, it was not to help Aaron Plessinger, which, I mean, sure, you don't mind, but it was really to stop, as I said, what is going to be a foreshadow or what could happen in the future. Stop that train. And Cooper Webb, that mindset of if he feels like he's there to win the race, and he's going to be a title threat, then hell no. I got to deal with that dude. I had to deal with him last year, and I got to deal with this other dude that's jumping 2.5 jumps, giving gifts out, and I still got beast mode. And then I got my teammate that looks pretty damn good as well. And then we got Jason not fighting because he's got Susie. Or no, it's
Siggy.
Siggy. He ain't fighting, but everybody, he's still there. I don't want that. So I think that was the case. And it just looked like he let Aaron go by. And then that particular part, it was one of those sections that they could, I mean, look, you could, how can you be mad? These two lines, they come together. So what do you want me to do? Stop in the corner? No, but I do know, like, you could have stopped on that. So my opinion, and if I'm wrong, Chase, I'm sorry. Let me say this. I don't even blame you for what you did. I ain't mad at what you did. It was just a question people were talking about. They asked me my opinion. My opinion is, like, you got in the way. Well, all right, whatever. I don't think it was like what happened in Chad Reed and Ryan Dungey's situation. I don't think that. Like, that I would, Chad, you my boy, but damn, that was cold. That was cold. I don't think it was one of those types to where it was like, damn, he's still in his way. But I do think, let me keep it real here. It's mind games around here. And I believe the reason why I feel more strongly about that is because you listen to Cooper Webb.
But yeah, I really wanted him, man. I made the charge, and then, it was a weird race with the lappers and stuff. It seemed very interesting, but overall for me, it's good to get a good night, good points night. I felt really good out there and made a charge at the end, and like I said, I felt like I kind of let it get away, so I'm a little bit bummed, but like I said, it is what it is. We gained some points back, and we'll come back swinging, and, got a lot of confidence moving forward.
Like, I do feel like if Chase made a mistake and got in Cooper's way on accident, I think Cooper would have been more like, dude, seriously, you don't know how to ride a motorcycle? Like, come on, man. Like, come on, I'm out here. But the fact is, Cooper was like, Chase knows. Like, Chase knows. Like, he's telling you right there that he believes he got in his way, and he know why he got in his way. Compared to, I think Cooper would have been even more mad if Chase would have done it on accident. And Chase just didn't know how to ride, and he was looking at that mosquito, and he was worried about making sure the mosquito was okay, rather than, like, getting out of the way in the blue flag. I think Cooper would have reacted differently. But the fact is, he didn't act that way. He acted like, I know what you did, and that's all right. I know it's all right, because I'm Cooper Webb, and you don't want me to come out here in beast mode, which means you are worried about me, which means, like, hey, if I get a chance, I'll do it back. But I'm not going to get mad at you because I know you intentionally did that, which means you're thinking about me even when you're getting lapped. So that's okay. So that's why I feel that way. And, people are talking about his teammate stuff, blah, blah, blah. I don't think it's that. Like, I'm pumped for AP, which he's next to win the race, but it ain't no teammate. It's because of the landscape of who it was. So it's my opinion. Now, Aaron Plessinger. Actually, let me just end this with Cooper. Aaron Plessinger.
Good knowing everybody's chasing me now. Chasing the cowboy around.
Woo! Damn. Now, he was a sleeper, like really sleep, like really sleep. We were more excited to see the hat than like what we were thinking about dude riding. But if you go back to last year when he was doing the Flying W, when he was winning that race, and they sure like talk about it. I seen every angle of that one. You go back to that, dude came out of nowhere and just was better than everyone else. Like, not, he kind of like had Levi Kitchen-ish. Like, Kitchen was like, it was closed, out of business sign. Then the next day they had a full house, like selling out free hotcake Tuesdays. Like, what? You were closed yesterday. That's how Aaron Plessinger was. But if you see it, like, you knew they had the chefs back there cooking. They had the stuff on the frozen, like whatever. They preparing for this because Aaron looks good. He looks better than Chase, in my opinion. Like, maybe because, he's like, yeehaw, like whatever. I actually think Aaron Plessinger might be a title threat, like for reals. Not because he's got the red plate and he's a title threat, and he's always been a title threat, but he might be on the title threat. He could be one of the guys that won a title, but not really one if all the stuff happens. No, I think the way he's riding, and the fact is his attitude makes him deadly. Like, that attitude is deadly because he's like playing with house money, and I think he is a dad, and nobody really thought he was going to be that way. Be that good. And he looks like he's just having fun at doing it, and he's just so lighthearted. that's the bad combination because I don't think you can just look, pressure bust pipes. Daddy used to say it, look, son, pressure bust pipes. I've seen a bunch of pipes burst. And of course, Aaron Plessinger, he got PVC. Like he can burst too. But I just think his mindset, where he's at in life, and the way he's riding, he's gonna be there week in and week out. And the KTM looks good to him. Like that bike fits him. And he's riding better than he's ever had. He's having fun. The fans are wanting him. And he's kind of got that Ken Roczen-ish where people like pull for him. Like they pull for him. So I don't think he's going to have the Jason Anderson, El Hombre that maybe Jett Lawrence might have. You know, like I don't think he's going to have to worry about that. So the way he's riding, the fact is his teammate, Chase Sexton, and the team being there, I think Aaron Plessinger is, I wouldn't be surprised if he won the title. I'm just saying that. Just saying that. And no, I'm not bandwagon jumping. Well, no, I'm not going to bandwagon jumping. I said I wouldn't be surprised. I didn't say I think he's going to win it. I just said I wouldn't be surprised. But if you look at it, the dude's good enough and he can beat everybody. If he's on, he'll beat everybody because when he was going through the mud last weekend, Jett Lawrence has been fast, right? We saw him at Anaheim. We're like, all right, yeah, he looks fast. But there's been 2 races this year that I know they're mud races, but there's been 2 races where I said, those guys and that dude, everybody else is in his way. Like, he looks way faster than everybody else. Like, they just look like they're in his way. And that's been Aaron Plessinger. Like, there's no one else that Aaron Plessinger should have won San Francisco. He should have won. He was better than everybody else. And then pressure bust pipes, right? All circumstances. But this weekend, like, I knew he was going to win. Like, I knew, not even because of the mud. I just knew he was going to win. Why did I know he was going to win? Because he's number 7. Like, of course, that's what we do. We win, right? And I just think, again, his mindset, and to believe Aaron Plessinger won championships before, so it's not like he don't know how to do it. And when there was a dry race, when he went doing the Flying W, I seen that dude go out there and beat everybody and be faster than everybody on a dry track. And when Eli Tomac's right behind them, or whoever the guys, I've seen him run away from all those dudes. And so the fact is, he's riding better than he was then, and he's got that confidence, and he's got that number 7. Oh, damn, and he's got a red plate. He could be lethal. And I believe his mindset is going to make him continue, for at least for a little while. He's going to be happy-go-lucky. Fans going to be pulling for him. Riders, they're going to think that even if he's get like a few points, they're not really going to be concentrated on him. So he's going to kind of sneak under the radar. He might build the points lead, and then maybe the pressure and things might change. But I believe if Aaron kind of gets on a run, and with him being so talented, the bike being so good, and being confident, that I think he can keep this going up for the next few races. And if he does that, then let's say in 5 races, let's say he still has the points lead, then I think then everything else changed. Then those guys will start looking at him, because is Eli Tomac looking at Aaron Plessinger? I think Eli just trying to find Eli. I think he's trying to find Eli. And if he's like, all right, who can be leading championship? Yeah, I'd rather him win. If you take a poll, and out of all the people, Jett Lawrence, Eli Tomac, Chase Sexton, if you had a poll and you said, who would you want to win, lead the championship right now? I think the main title contenders would be like Aaron Plessinger. I'm not really worried about him right now. Like, I ain't worried about him. That's fine. Like, let him go. Let him go. Let him go. It's kind of like what we thought with Ken Roczen and going to Anaheim. Like, yeah, he might sneak in there and win that race because we're like looking at him, but we ain't like looking at him like he's a threat. Well, he might end up being a threat, and I think Aaron's been there, done that before, and he's good enough that they might align, let him go and do it. So, yeehaw, cowboy. I know some of y'all are like, oh my God, look at the film, people. Look at the film. I'm only saying what I'm saying. I know it's been a long time. It's been a long time since 2014. Like, wait, let me see. Number 7. Has there been any other number 7s? He's been the number 7 since I was number 7, right? There ain't been no other number 7s. So there, of course, and this is his first win, right? So he's been 7 since the last time I was 7, and nobody else has won since, and this is his first win. So that makes sense. So nobody's won since I won back in 14, which is about 14 years ago, it seems like, since me, and it's so special, and people have been sleeping on him. And I've been sleeping on him, but I've been like sleeping with one eye open. and he might continue to win. And I don't believe it's going to be his last one, people. And I wouldn't be surprised if the next one is the next one. But since it's his first one, we got to do it right. And it's a big deal, like a big deal. Aaron Plessinger, yeah, you got a mullet. Yeah, you look like Joe Dirt. Yeah, that mustache, it's kind of suspect. It's sexy. It's sexy if you into mustachers. But for here, it is special. And what are we going to do for him, Cole? Hit it for him.
Suntan, next on fire.
See, we had to delay that a little bit because we got to build up the suspicion of whatever. Well, we kind of knew you won because we're talking about it after the fact. But it's just so special. We just can't hit you like the other neck burns. You got to do a special neck burn. The neck burn with the mustache, with the mullet, with the Joe Dirt, Aaron Plessinger, yeehaw cowboy. Dude ain't riding like cowboy. Dude's riding like, well, he's riding like cowboy because he's like roping these fools. What would you call it? This rodeo, whatever. Aaron Plessinger, dude, you look good. Jay, congratulations. KTM, congratulations. Because I know y'all expected Chase Sexton to win, and I know y'all want Aaron Plessinger to win, and y'all do expect him to win. But I feel like as a team, you should be proud because he's been there for a long time. And I know Chase has been putting a lot of work. He's new. Maybe he's going to be there for a long time. But this is when, as a team, you get proud of yourself because you know where y'all were 2 years ago. You know, you have some guys there and some guys left and some guys, but Aaron Plessinger, like that's your hard work. Like that's when you know as a team, as a company that we gotten better because he went from like struggling and you saw the signs like when the bike, certain tracks, the bike be really good and he'd be good. But when you see your rider riding like this and he's been there through this whole trial, like you got to give the props to all the team, like KTM, Austria, I mean, hell, Gas Gas, Husqvarna, like all y'all, because that's your whole team right there, sticking together, building this thing, and making it happen. So from Roger DeCoster, Jay Dunya, like all y'all, Ian, dude, congrats, killing it. Bike looks good, and that's your hard work paying off, and that's what you're seeing with Aaron Plessinger. So as much as he's proud and much as he deserves the credit because he's got to go out there and do it, like I'm going to give the whole KTM team credit because where y'all were, where y'all continue, and where y'all are now, there it is. So again, I'm going to hit it for the KTM team. Hit it for him, Cole.
Suntan, next on fire.
That's for whole KTM, Red Bull KTM. All y'all. Cool stuff. Proud. I love that. Love when the team really gets the credit because take the guy, Aaron Plessinger, he good. He really good. But this is a team win right here. Team win. That's your hard work. Congrats. Jade, congratulations. All right, people. Wait, hold up. We got to talk about 250 class. We got to talk about 250 class. I got to drink something. Again, I was screaming and yelling because my golf game wasn't as good. Your boy held on. I beat Urban Meyer. I beat him. I beat a bunch of people. I didn't beat enough. But I beat a bunch of people. I need a drink. Hold up. Oh, shit. We back. Well, I don't think we left. So the 250 class. That class wide open. I said last weekend, it's been a long time that I said, like, there's not one guy that you just like, yeah, I think he's going to win. Like, he's the favorite. Now, RJ, he's one of the favorites. Probably Joe Shimoda. Probably one of the favorites, probably the most favorite. And then you got the other guys. But everybody's pretty close. And it's an opportunity for Jordan Smith, Levi Kitchen. Hell, shoot. What's the kid name? What happened to him? The rookie. What happened to him? The one that was like, hi. What Max did
Juju Beaumare.
What happened to Juju Bean?
He did not have a good race, and he ended up in 16th.
Oh, Juju Bean. Yep. I was going to say, even for him, it's an opportunity to get in there. And the reason I said that is because everybody that's been in that class, they got their own demons. They own fighting their own demons. Like Joe Shimoda can't get out the gate. And I don't even know if I don't even know what's up with him and getting off the gate. Don't think he wants to get off the gate. I think he likes being off the gate in the back. But getting off the gate ain't a good thing because he be so late off the gate and he ends up going really fast. But because he was off the gate really last, like slow, he just never crossed check flag first. So he got to figure out how to get off the gate. And then you got Jordan Smith. Like, I believe he's one of the faster ones. Like, he's pretty fast. His style looks good. Like, he lost a little weight. Not saying he was fat, but he looks good. But you can tell, like, he's still not there yet because, like, when he starts rolling and everything good, he'll roll up and go past everybody. Like, really never seen the guy. Well, I'm not going to say never seen the guy because I've seen a lot of stuff. I see a lot. But I see him, like, and I'm like, here he comes. Like, he is faster than everybody else. Everybody else knows he's faster. And then a couple things go wrong. And then he'd be like, where'd he go? So to me, that's his little demon, is that consistency. Like, he's fast. He's always been fast. But because he hasn't been there and done that and won the title just over the whole season, that when things start going wrong, like, he's still working on how to figure that out. I will say this. He's figuring it out because instead of hitting the ground, he's getting like third. Like, he's still there. And I believe in this class, consistency is going to win you a title. Not like Tim Ferry in 97 when you ain't got to win no races and you can win the title that way. No, not doing that. You got to win. But when you got RJ and the title threats with Joe, he's still trying to figure out how to get off the gate. You got those guys, and RJ's still, like, he's super fast, but he's still RJ, man. He's still RJ. Like, when he's up, he gonna beat you. But when he, usually, like, for y'all, he ain't up all the time. Like, sometimes he sleep. Like, he like go to sleep sometimes on track. He has the issues. And RJ has some he got weird issues. Like, his issues, like, somebody goes to order the popcorn, and the popcorn man's walking down, and he trips, and the popcorn falls out his fan, and then it falls on the track, and RJ hits and hit the ground. Like, he got some weird falls. Like, it's just, like, damn, like, something else, like, lady tripping down the cotton candy, like, that kind of stuff. So you just never know with RJ. But when he's up, he's winning. Like, he wide awake, he gonna win. He look good, like, he won. And then you got Levi Kitchen, same thing. He got, like, cool ride style. Like, you got Mitch Page saying, dude, I'm gonna roll my wheels over you if you don't. You better figure it out. You better figure it out. And, like, he trying to figure it out, but I think he's scared of Mitch. Like, he be like, I'm going to win. I got to win. Mitch Payton said, I'm going to pull my belt and whoop that ass. We ain't out there winning. And sometimes he, like, tip over. But he be fast. So I would say, out of all those guys, you got Jordan Smith, the Kitchen. They're probably the two fastest. And then you got Joe Shimoda, which he's still trying to get off the gate. And then you got RJ trying to pick up the popcorn. Like, he T.O. Better get your popcorn ready. So you got those guys. And you got some other guys that's feeling the thing. So nonetheless, 250 class wide open. Anybody, Juju Bean, Candy, he can, like, if he was consistent, he can win too. But Joe Shimoda, since he can't get off the gate, like, he just losing way too many points because he ain't off the gate yet. So I think 250 class, like, is wide open. It could be RJ, it could be Kitchen, it could Juju Bean, like, he a little far back, and Joe Shimoda. Yeah, and you got Garrett Marchbanks. What you call him, like, what do you like that? What do you call the tall people? I'm not gonna say Sasquatch because he ain't Sasquatch, like a goon. Like big, tall goon.
That might be worse than calling him Sasquatch, a goon.
Well, he's not a goon, like, not like a squid, not that goon, but like a goon, like a Michael Jackson Thriller, like a goon, like Goblin. Blah. Well, he's just tall. You got him, so I'm gonna give them props because Club MX, I was more intrigued on riding their racetrack, the practice track, because it looked cool. But now, like, they're a team. Like, they're a team. They've been a team. You got 50 Phil out there doing his thing. Out there trying to lead some heat races and stuff and doing his thing. So I believe it's another prop, just like KTM. You got to get that team credit. They've been there, done that. Cool. I get the emails. I don't know why I get them, but I get them. So Garrett Marchbank, he might be a title threat. But all these guys, they got their demons, is waiting for one guy. And so far, Jordan Smith is one guy that when things go wrong, they just don't go as wrong. And he's still holding on to it. So when he starts falling and things, like, he's faster than y'all, but y'all, like, you'll get in his way, he's scratching him. He's like, ah! You know, he's like, I don't want to send the text wrong. So he's too busy writing and erasing text because he wants to read it. He read it to himself. Like, hey, baby, you want to go out on a date? Oh, no, I don't know. Hey, baby. Would you like to go out on a date? Oh. What I'm saying is that everybody's trying to figure out the stuff, and he's raising the text. He want to make sure the text go right. but Tex didn't go right. So he doing his thing, but he's doing it the best. And Joe still trying to get off the gate, people. Like, I messed up. I was like, that's what happened to Joe. Like, he fumbling out the gate. Nonetheless, Joe's all right. He's riding good. He just can't get off the gate. And then this weekend, you got the thrashing. The thrashing doing good. So all these people, the only reason I even say Nate Thrash, because sometimes that dude hit the ground. He be hitting the ground. Like, sometimes Mother Nature, the earth, gravity's always going to win, Nate. It's a black hole. Even light can't even escape. When you hit the ground, it hurt. So you just got to not hit the ground, and then you can be pretty good. But everybody's trying to build up. And in 250 class, as I said, it's been a while since I haven't seen somebody that dominant, but it's more exciting because you just never know if the popcorn man is going to be the reason why, or gravity and black holes, dude hit the ground, or Jordan Smith going to finally send that text and just be fine, or will Levi Kitchen just leave the kitchen open like Waffle House 24/7, Mitch, keep the belt on, or you got Juju Bean, or whoever, or RJ, whatever. I'm excited to see it, but this week, it was one person and one person only. Like, we saw him hit the ground a couple weeks ago. And boy, it was kind of like Alex Martin. Like, damn, he's still up in Seattle. But I think he moved. They picked him up and he's gone because Thrash is still in Anaheim. Like, he gonna be there. His body's still laid out. He's waiting for the Triple Crown. He's hit the ground that hard. So he got up. And he came back and he was there last weekend, but he was like, he was partially there because his body was still in Anaheim. Well, San Diego is only like an hour trip. So he made the trip, picked it up, and he showed up at San Diego and he came out. And I know we said, damn, that was a thrashing. But what it was this weekend, it was officially a thrashing because he did something that I don't know if I ever gave it to him, or maybe I did give it to him last year, but I'm giving it to him this year. Hit it for him, Cole.
Suntan, next on fire.
Nate, not Nate Ramsey, not Nate Dogg. I ain't gonna say it because I want to keep the restrictions PG-13s in different area codes. Nate Dogg, Nate Thrashing. You did it, kid. So pumped to see it. Look good. Never seen so many guys in the field that looks better than everyone else that they racing against. George Smith looks better some laps. Kitchen looks better than somebody. Joe Schmoeder looks better than somebody. Nate Thrasher looks better. Juju Bean looks better. And then yet, you're like, damn, dude, who gonna win? Like, they all about the same speed when they look better than every other lap. So, exciting class. Congrats, Nate. Keep it going, kid. George Smith, just write it, bro. She gonna say yes or no anyway. Like, just write it, send it, commit. Don't worry about it. Nobody's gonna read the text wrong. Send it. All right, people, that was it from wherever they were. Snapback Dragon, Throwback Dragon. By the way, some of those gears, I appreciate the lookout. Y'all trying to go old school, Chevy trucks, JS with the gear. It would look good. I like it. I thought it was like a Mike LaRocco throwback, Jeff Matassi's pink gear, but it was good. Cole corrected me. It looked good. Some of the bikes, throwback. 50 years, 75 years, one of the years, like a long time. So that was it from that stadium. But
Stews and stewed.
I know, Cole. Don't interrupt me. Don't interrupt. You weren't even here. He's not here, people. He ain't here. He ain't here. I'm here. He ain't. But he's going to get it. So we'll be right back, people. My favorite time, your favorite time. Before Cole interrupt me again. Stews and Stews. We'll be right back.
Forty-five classes. 45 classes. 36. 36. Number one. 36 number one plates. Mini Monsters. Monsters.
2024.
Mini Monsters. Mini Monsters 2024. Wait, how do you say it again? Mini Monsters. Oh, Mini Monsters. Oh, dang.
What's up, guys? It's your boy JS7. Look, if you ain't got time to watch our whole video, which I don't know why you don't, make sure you go here and subscribe and check out our new channel where we're gonna have some smaller clips, some clips that you haven't seen on our main show just for y'all. So make sure you subscribe, click, comment, do whatever you do. Watch our whole show, but come to this channel as well. Check out our stuff. See you there. All right, people. You know what time it is. My favorite time, your favorite time. Stewed and stews. Now, this week, there was a lot of stuff going on. And yeah, there was a couple people like that was stews. I mean, they all stews. Like you stew, what is a stew? Somebody does it better than everybody else. How many times I gotta tell you? Like, look, if you're walking down the stadium and you fall and you get the popcorn and you miss it somehow, you a stew because you miss it. Because sometimes RJ he can't miss it. The best guy in the world. Like sometimes on lap here and there, he hit it. So, but you a stew, you just do it better than everybody else. A stew. Stew is the number 7, which is JS7. But it ain't JS7, it's AP7 this weekend. So I'm gonna start with him like we always do. Aaron Plessinger, you a stew. Why? Because look, you're the only guy that makes that look, that mustache, that's kind of like, you look like you might be on that list, that P list that you don't want to be on. It's my line. Like, you'd be like, oh, you got one within like 2 miles of your house, you know? Y'all know what I mean? But you make it look good. And you got the Joe Dirt mullet, but you make it look good. You know, and like, yeah, you don't ride like number 7. And I was like, for a while, I was like, man, man, he can't be disrespecting the 7 like that. It was like, well, you know, look, when Blake Baggy got the 4, you're like, bro, you got to show up. You can't be out there riding the goats. You can't just run the 4. You got to be out there winning. But Aaron Plessinger, you just kept grinding. And so finally you grind to where like you won and you the first winner of the 7 since the last winner of the 7. That makes any sense, but it does in my mind. And I know a lot of things that I say don't make a lot of sense, but when you keep listening, it makes perfect sense. And what it makes perfect sense is that Aaron Plessinger is a stew. He's a stew. AP7. Yes, you look good. Yes, you won. Yes, it's your first victory. Woohoo! Woohoo! You get a special one. Yay, we do it. You did look good. Jay Dundee. Yeah, that's my boy. That's my boy. Whole KT. Yeah, that's my boys. That's all that. But I'm giving you a stew because you make a mullet look good. You make a mullet look good. You got the stash. It look good. Like you got me cheering. If I can grow mine out, I would grow mine out like Aaron Plessinger. And I would be like the black mullet stew. Well, all right. Anyways, you are a stew for the mullet and the stash. Aaron Plessinger, for real, dude, for real, you good. Love it. I love it. We were talking about them dragons or lizards or whatever the hell you were talking about when we were at your house. You talking about roping something. And I was like, man, that's just what like y'all do. Like y'all do. Like I run away from stuff. Like I see danger, I go the other way. You see danger and you like want to get the rope and you want to go see it. I want to live to tell the story that I saw you get roped up with the Aaron Plessinger. He went up. Oh no, man. Yeah, you saw that like lion eating that fly over there and he wanted to go over there and like talk to him. And he ended up getting like 8. Like he ain't got no arm because he wanted to go see the lion. That's not Jay. Jay goes the other way. Jay says, yeah, I saw him. Yeah, he over there. That one arm, AP one arm, number 7, he went to the trouble. I didn't. But this weekend, you started trouble. You started trouble when you had your teammate getting in other people's way. Like you started trouble when you were like, yeah, yeehaw. You're like, I'm gonna win. And as I said before, 3 races, I've seen 2 of them that you've been way better than anybody else. Like you in their way. Aaron Plessinger, you a stew. And you've been one for a while, but you officially a stew because you got number 7. So congratulations. And I'm going to throw a little special stew for all your KTM. Again, everybody on that racing team. Y'all all stews. Jay, blah, blah, all y'all, you know y'all eating, yep. And I know y'all won a bunch of championships, and y'all got number 1 plate, and y'all got the red plate, and y'all got 2 people. Has Has any team ever had 2 number 1 plates, like red plates in 1 year? I don't know. Can't think of it. Cole probably can't think of it quick enough. So until he figures it out, or we figure it out, you have, and that's us, Stu. So y'all done it. Congrats, KTM, Aaron Plessinger, y'all Stu. And then my boy, Nate Dogg. Nate Dogg back in the house after that thrashing you took. Damn, you replaced Alec Martin from being up in Seattle. You must have hit the ground hard, and you hit it hard a few times, but that said, that boy, somebody's a built tough. Just like the Ford. You built tough. Nate, he built tough. And he hit that ground, and the ground was like, Nate's coming. He's coming to hit. And you hit that ground. And I want to give you a Stu for just getting up. And hell, forget about winning the race. You got up. That's a Stu. Because just when people thought you were dead, you got up. You came back from the living. It's like them rise of the dead. It's the rise of the Nate Dogg. Nate Dogg is back. So Nate thrashing, you had one before, but you didn't have it like this. That was before you started hitting the ground as hard as you hit. So you get a Stu for living, bringing life. When you come around, the ground gets scared. Death is scared of Nate Dogg. I got Nate Dogg in different area codes. Nate Dogg, congratulations. You a Stu. Jordan Smith, Popcorn Man, Joe, get off the gate. Get out the gate. You still trying to get out the gate. All y'all Stu and everybody else, y'all Stews. I ain't giving no more Stews. I'm done. Been talking too long anyway. So my next list, Stu, pissed off. Pissed off because dude ain't getting out of your way. And who you are. I'm who I am. You know who I am. Pissed off because you gonna like touch me, and I gotta go home. I gotta go home and I gotta see Cynthia.
Siggy.
Yes, Siggy. I got a Siggy, and I'm gonna tell her, Daddy ain't no, I ain't no bitch. You know what I mean? And Rango ain't gonna let that fly. You can't be coming over here and you're gonna be like, hey, and you got your teammate up there, like, I be listening to you, AC. I be listening to you, like he'll never know. He might Will Smith somebody, but sometimes he can't feel his arms. Like, so, you can't be going out there getting touched like that. I wasn't even gonna do nothing, but you gonna touch me. So pissed off, Stu, just hot, just whatever, just mad. So, you know where I'm going, people. You know where I'm going. Actually, I don't know where I'm going. Because I was going to say Jett Lawrence, Jason Anderson, but we talked about him a lot. I don't even think Jason that Stu. Like, clearly he read text like he's Stu. Like, all right, whatever. It is what it is. It is what it is. 71 more to go. And then you got Jett Lawrence like, man, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'll pay your fines out of Hunter's money. I'll do that. And so I don't even know if he really Stu, because he like, you know what? I'm just kind of I'm going to get serious. And I'm just going to win. I'm going to get serious now. I'm just playing with y'all. So I would say y'all Stu, and then I could say Cooper Webb, but he wasn't Stu. Like, he kind of knew it. Like I said, when you know somebody does something on purpose, then you can't be mad at him because he was done on purpose. He knew what he did. So why get mad at him for making a mistake? Because it wasn't a mistake. I think Cooper knew what happened. Chase knew what happened. And the reason he did it would make you would think it would make you mad as a Stu, but then you realize the only reason he did it is because you a Stu, not Stu. So you ain't mad. And then Chase Sexton, I don't think he mad because he was like, well, I won last weekend. When's the last time you won? So he ain't mad. Maybe my brother might be Stu because, like, when things happen, they just keep happening. But I also say, like, bruh, just like Nate Dogg, hey, you built tough, dog. You built tough, man. You hit the ground. Like, there's only certain people that when you're falling towards the earth moves back like, all right? The light can't even escape the black hole. The only person that escape is Nate Dogg and Mookie Fever. Why? Because they don't even want to mess with gravity. Thinks twice before messing with them. So they might be Stu, and the whole Husqvarna, like, I want to throw them in the Stu because, like, man, just get happy. He's still out there racing. You qualify. Y'all figure it out. Y'all better figure it out, because if you don't figure it out, you'll never figure it out. And that's something that I just can't figure out. So y'all will be okay. Just keep going. And I don't know. That was it. Maybe I was Stu this weekend, but then I realized that I was in a special place, and I got to thank everybody out there. I'm going to get a whole Hilton crew and Lake Nona, all the LPGA. Y'all all Stews, like, literally, and y'all we Stewies. How would that make a woman Stu? You can be Miss Stu, whatever you want to call it. Y'all great. People, shh. let me finish. All right. Y'all stews. I'm a stew. I was out there. I represent. I beat Urban Meyer. Why do I keep saying his name? I don't know. There's a lot of other people that beat me, but I beat Urban Meyer. Like, and my boy Vince Carter, I gave him the business. He didn't show up for like 2 days because one day it was too cold. And I think the other day he was like, maybe he just missed his tea time. I beat him. I beat a bunch of people. So your boy was out there. I was really stewed this weekend because I thought I was going to do better than I really was. And I thought I was better than what I really was. And I realized how good I really am. And I ain't good enough. So that was that. But as they were battling, I was battling. So thank you to all the people down here, Lake Nona, Hilton, everybody, Mark Wayne. Thank you guys. I'll see y'all next year there. And I'll see y'all next week at the Rewind Show where we just saw Yeehaw, Aaron Plessinger dominate these fools, dominate first time ever, but it ain't his first time. And I believe it's going to be more to come. Congratulations, KTM team. And Nate Dogg thrashing, you hit the ground, but you back up, rising up. And the whole 250 class, y'all need to figure out what y'all going to figure out because y'all need to figure out real quick. And go, Joe still needs to figure out how to get off the gate, but he will because he's by East Coast and he's that good. And that's it from that. So for round 3, congratulations. See y'all after the Triple Crown next weekend where we'll find out if Beast Mode is back. Jett Lawrence, will he be back? And Chase Sexton, will he go faster than what he's been going? But he's pretty fast because he's only a couple points back. Or will the number 7, the last person y'all want to see is the number 7 back? And no, it ain't JS7, it's AP7. Until then, I'll see y'all when I see y'all.